Shabbat shalom. Shabbos. There's a big moment coming up in our calendar. Now, it's not the high holidays, although yes, those are just a little over a week away. But it's also a little over 2 weeks until the MLB playoffs. It's been a long season. It's 162 games over 6 months. To play in all 162 games in a season is rare. Only 4 MLB players played in every game last year, and it's highly unlikely that anyone will ever beat Cal Ripken Jr.'s 2,632 consecutive game Ironman feat. Why is this? Today, many professional athletes utilize rest as a performance tool. Rest helps athletes perform better in the long run, allowing both the mind and the body to recover from the stress of training and playing in all of those games. These rest days prevent burnout, injury, and mental fatigue. Rest is what makes teams come alive come October, ensuring that the players, the coaches, and the staff are physically and mentally sharp for the playoffs. In our parashah, Kitavo, Moses warns the Israelites of the consequences if they don't follow God's commandments upon entering the land of Israel. This is the section known as the Tochecha, which is traditionally chanted in a quiet and rushed manner. We find a similar section in the book of Leviticus and Parashat Bechukotai, but one of the biggest differences between those two parshiot is in Leviticus, the consequences are written in the second person plural, you all. Whereas in Parshat Kitavo, it's the second person singular. Moses is warning each of us as individuals in our parsha. One such consequence is that we will be exiled to another nation. Uvagoyim hahem lo targia velo yihye manoach lechaf raglecha. Yet even among those nations you shall find no peace, nor shall your foot find a place to rest. God will give you there an anguished heart and eyes that pine and a despondent spirit. Moses' warning is haunting. Exile does not only mean losing our land, it means losing menucha, the ability to rest. The Netziv, a 19th century commentator, sharpened this even further. Quote, no peace, no quiet, no rest for the body. Always anxious, always fearful, always unsettled. This image of no peace, no rest, no calm is exactly what many Americans seem to be facing in the hustle and grind of our modern world. In today's competitive job landscape, the concept of hustle and grind culture has taken a firm hold among workforces. This mindset is often rooted in the belief that success is directly proportional to the amount of hard work one puts in. On top of choosing overtime over self-care, hustle culture often leads to a cycle of relentlessly pursuing professional achievements at the cost of personal well-being. The American hustle culture is nothing new. It most likely began with the American dream, promoting the notion that relentless effort and perseverance could lead to success and upward mobility. This culture would only expand over the 20th and 21st centuries with industrial growth in the early 20th century, the tech boom of the 90s, and early aughts. To make matters worse, social media today is awash with content encouraging this level of productivity and glorifying the non-stop work mentality. You should wake up every day at 4 a.m. and start working. With 60 Americans currently living paycheck to paycheck and experiencing financial stress, it's not hard to see why people are turning to the hustle culture mindset. With 44% of Americans viewing their side hustle as necessary for providing essential income. But instead, hustling not only elevates stress and anxiety, but it also paves the way for a host of mental, emotional, and physical health issues. Toxic productivity takes root when workers are expected to sacrifice their personal lives to work toward unrealistic expectations and professional goals. This can lead to professional workaholism, where the appearance of hard work is more valuable than the actual output or quality of the work itself. The Journal of Occupational Health found that the risk of work-related burnouts doubles when employees move from a 40 to 60-hour work week. Meanwhile, 80% of American workers are already at risk of burnout, with Gen Z employees feeling the most stress. 64% of high school students report that hustle culture is a noticeable and growing pressure in their daily lives. This can lead to dire consequences. The World Health Organization reported that 745,000 deaths in a single year from stroke and heart disease as a result of overworking. This environment fosters a pervasive sense of exhaustion that touches our physical, emotional, and mental reserves, making rest feel like a luxury rather than a biological necessity. But according to modern science, the wisdom of our Torah, rest is not a luxury. Rest is a requirement if we are to fully engage and thrive in God's world. And yet, many of us find it quite challenging to just rest. How do you respond to an unexpected free time in your day? Do you kick your feet up and read a good book, listen to music, or simply just let your mind wander? Or do you feel guilty? Guilty about wasting time, and instead you throw in a load of laundry, you reorganize your closet, or you try to squeeze in just one more task? If the latter sounds familiar, there's nothing wrong with you. It simply means that your brain has trouble relaxing. And science gives us the answer. Dopamine. The neurotransmitter that motivates life-affirming behavior is designed to reward us when we do something beneficial, when we eat, when we exercise, when we connect with others. But our fast-paced, pleasure-seeking culture has hijacked our dopamine system. Social media, with its endless notifications, likes, comments, and videos, as long as you have internet, it's built to exploit the dopamine loop and to keep us hooked. The result of this is exhaustion. When your brain is flooded with dopamine too often, its reward system just burns out like a candle. Stanford psychiatrist Dr. Anna Lemke calls this a dopamine deficit state, where it actually becomes harder to feel pleasure. In other words, our brains just won't relax. They become restless, hungry for more stimulation, unable to settle. And when that restlessness collides with hustle and grind, our nervous system goes into overdrive. Instead of peace, we feel anxious, sleepless, panicky, always moving, never at rest. We need good quality rest to ensure that our bodies and our minds remain healthy. If you are one of the many Americans who struggle with finding time to rest or getting quality sleep, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. Those who feel cursed to constantly hustle and grind, here are just some suggestions that doctors have given us. Number one, start your day with some simple exercise. Number two, enjoy a high-protein breakfast. Don't just grab something simple, but actually make yourself a breakfast. Number three, limit your time on digital devices and social media. Keep exposure of news to 15 minutes. Do any of us do that? No. 15 minutes. Not hours, not even 20 minutes. 15 minutes, and that's it. You can get all the news you need in 15 minutes. And make sure that you're watching positive news as well. It's out there, just look for it. Number four, and this is what we're doing today, is take time to pray. Take time to pause. As you go through your day, pause when you're feeling agitated or upset and you just can't wrap your head around those feelings. Just breathe. Call out to God. Number six, Question persistent negative thoughts and choose more accurate, kinder thoughts. If you have a negative thought in your head, stop it. Let it go and think positively. After work, after school, engage in a simple, relaxing hobby that brings you pleasure. Be careful to let go of agendas or perfection. If your hobby is puzzling or playing instruments or art, don't worry if you're not perfect. Just enjoy the actual experience. And number 8, create a bedtime routine. Review your day, turn off your devices, and just settle in. And I was looking at you. In a little over a week, Jews all over the world, we're going to gather for Rosh Hashanah. We're going to recite the poem, one of the most beautiful poems, Unatana Tokef. Who will live and who will die? Towards the end of that prayer, the tune changes ever so slightly. We move from modes of death to modes of life. Mi yanuach umi yanua. Who will be at rest and who will wander? In Moses' reminder to follow God's instructions, he uses the word manoach, that we will be unable to find rest. In Unatana Tokef, we find that same verb, yanuach. This time we're given a choice, though. How will we live this year? Will we be cursed to wander, to hustle and grind until we are burnt out? Or will we heed the words of our tradition and discover that through taking the time to rest, to recover and to renew our minds, our bodies, our spirits, that we will live a life filled with blessing? The high holy days are a chance at renewal. We can choose differently. We can say, I will not live as a cursed wanderer. I will not let hustle culture dictate my soul. I will not confuse constant motion with life. Instead, I will embrace the blessing in the commandment of rest. Not as a weakness, not as laziness, but as a sacred strength and obligation. Our tradition gives us a gift, Shabbat, God's weekly reminder that we are not slaves to productivity, not condemned to endless restlessness. Shabbat says, stop, breathe in. Shabbat says, you are more than what you produce. You are beloved because you exist. Shabbat Shalom.